Jim and Terry Show. I'm one of your hosts, Terry, and with me is my good friend Jim in the hot seat, stirring the pot. You never know what he's going to say as soon as his lips open. Oh my God! We still have gas in the tank. The metaphor for two
Hi,
old
everybody.
retired
I'm
guys.
Pepperlaw Jim.
Pepperlaw Jim, the Warriors.
The
I don't
town
want to talk
where
about
the
Warriors.
Warriors come from.
I don't want Warriors because that reminds me of Hegseth and that Department of War, Warriors, War Makers, Warmongers. I don't know what the heck he's doing, but that's not where we're going on this one. We're going to talk about a different kind of war that so far Hegseth has not been able to tamper with, or maybe he has, I don't know. But this is the Russian attack on Ukraine. It's been going on for over 4 years. This will be 5 years coming up. And the little country of Ukraine has survived. Now,
and
some
pushing
of it,
forward.
And yeah, well,
They might take, is it Crimea?
Yes.
It looks like they're making a move to take Crimea back.
This is unforeseen. Putin must be putting bricks in his pants because
Putin's killed over 1 million soldiers.
It's getting close to 1.5, and even Trump admitted on air, I think 40,000 a month.
And the sad thing is this: you got Putin, you got Trump. I'm sorry, folks, just a minute here. Give me a minute, but it's true. Imagine how quick Ukraine could have reestablished if Trump hadn't betrayed them.
Yep.
But the United States betrayed Ukraine. Yes, you did. You betrayed them.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
If you had supported them fully, like Biden was doing, if you had supported them, yes, it would have been $1 trillion probably, but that would be over, and there would be peace. And I want to remind everybody that the reason Ukraine was so vulnerable is the United States swore they would defend them. That's why they didn't need to be a part of NATO.
The UK, Germany, China, I forget how many signatories there were on that deal. Yeah. But the
One
Crimea.
bowed out. Who bowed out, Terry?
The United States.
And that's why I believe they're going to betray Israel.
Yeah, well, okay. Hold that for your endgame thought. Let's go back to Ukraine. And you and I watched this in 2022, and we saw them lining up the railways yards full of military equipment at the border. And we kept on saying, surely they are not just training. This is not a training mission. They're going to do it.
Yeah.
And they did. And everybody could see it in real time. Yeah. And Ukraine held them off.
Amazingly, but did. I think the Russia, probably one of the major mistakes it probably made is a lot of times industrial complexes, military industrial complexes, like in the United States, and this might be Iran, we'll flip back to that. But what they'll do is they'll get rid of old stock, because you either kill somebody with it or you have to destroy it. And I thought they figured they were going to walk into Ukraine.
This is all Russian Soviet era equipment that was going.
Yeah.
So
we'll throw 1,000 tanks. They may not be the top tanks, but we'll throw 1,000 tanks, and we'll throw, just like we always do, hundreds of thousands of men into a battlefield.
Because that's what we can do.
Like lightly trained, and the rest of it, and then we'll kill them on that. Now we need to restock, so we have our industrial
complex
where people are making billions of dollars. Switch over to United States of America. We have a leader there who basically worships gold and fortresses. That's what he worships.
And crazy glue.
The might of America. But every time they do something like bomb an entire nation and dump all their stuff in that nation, they got to replenish their stocks. So those who are making all of these things are making billions and billions and billions of dollars. That's part of the problem why the warning came out way back. I forget the president. Eisenhower warned about the military-industrial complex because he could see how the billionaires are going to sit on their yachts, drink their champagne while the world burns, because they're the ones that are supplying the armory, and they have to replenish it, And so this is where we find the world. And so Russia may have made that mistake too. On the other hand, Ukraine handed their lives over to the United States, and that union that the United States bowed out of, simply because Zelensky wouldn't bow to Trump's bribery.
Yep. Give me some dirt on Biden, or
Give
you're
me
not
some
going to get
dirt
it.
on Biden, or we're not giving you the money. And so,
Unbelievable.
And then convinced a lot of the people within his ring that Ukraine shouldn't have the money, and Putin's totally entitled to take that nation. Just like they say that so that they, should they decide to attack Canada, we're totally entitled to Canada. They had to depend on us.
So you're saying the model of Russia going after Ukraine is the model the U.S. is setting as a precedent for United States to go after Canada and Greenland?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I want to link it up into conspiracy theories because we're always looking at these kinds of things. But do you remember the story of germ warfare labs in Ukraine?
Yep.
Russia was promoting that, and the propaganda spread through the ranks of, who would you have thought, the GOP in the United States, repeating the same propaganda word for word on the Congress floor and in the Senate. And I just thought, why are you doing this? And that, I wrote a blog about it. You can go to terrywigmore.com, check out my blogs. Are the right wing, the GOP, always the convenient idiots for Russian propaganda? And again, you go back to Khrushchev, and we'll take them from within. We don't have to have a war, a hot war. We can take America down through subversive means. And they have, really. And the evidence is when you see speeches on the floor of the Congress or the Senate that are talking points made by Russia Today or Pravda or whatever other sources of propaganda. Remember the Mueller report found 6 different organizations the Russians were guilty of doing, and Barr threw the report and whitewashed it and made Trump. There's basically nothing to see here. Russia has been at this since 2015, at least with Trump.
Yeah, well, they're very intelligent. They have their intelligence,
And it's a long game they play. And it was it Khrushchev that said, "We'll bury you from within."
Yeah. So just wait. And to me, it looks like they're doing it. And I don't think we've seen the half of it. When the right time comes, when the right vulnerability comes, then the crap's going to hit the fan. And unfortunately, I don't see America rising up above the ashes. That's just me. Yeah. I'm not a psychic. I'm not a prophet. When I look at the way in which they're going, and it all started for me when they started saying we're the best people, the greatest people, the most educated people. We have the greatest army. We have the greatest wealth, and the whole world's been sucking on our teat, and we're going to make America great again. Or this isn't enough. That we became the most powerful nation, most richest nation in the world, and it's not enough for us.
Isn't that odd?
And so, and you had to have more. And I'm sorry, I just don't believe that the good Lord's probably going to sit back. Now, His mercy may flow. I'm not a prophet, but if He decides He has had enough, because your God's your nation, your king is Trump. He's trumped over everything. He's triumphant over everything with a golden fist on the arches in Washington.
Unbelievable.
I just don't see a rising.
Let's stay focused on the Ukraine and come back to.
I can't focus.
I know you
can't focus.
We're having struggles. But let's go back to a conversation I had with someone who, when I asked the question, because it was surprising me what I was hearing, so I said point blank, who do you trust, Putin or Zelensky? And the answer was Putin. And this is from a Christian.
I don't get it. Number one, Zelensky didn't. What did he do? He was an actor, so crucify him for that. So was Trump. But he was, Zelensky.
Well, you know what Trump does to actors and comedians.
Yeah.
He runs them out of town.
But he saw something wrong with his nation, and he ran and won an election fair and square. I don't recall anybody saying it was fixed, or did they?
No.
He won the election, became the president, not knowing a war's coming, folks, not knowing that at all. But then he has stood up and fought in this war. And I haven't seen any fault in the man, not even one. So I don't know where anybody's thinking they would trust Putin, who has just sacrificed
He's KGB.
1.5 million people on a battlefield, where he, as you say, was the butcher of whatever he was called. The guy it kills people.
Yes.
I mean, look how many people have fallen out of windows and drowned in swimming pools and died on picnic benches.
All of his opponents.
We all know it was from the KGB.
Yep.
We know that.
Yep.
So that's who you got there. On the other hand, of course, we got Trump, that people are dying all around him, and he doesn't even give them a thought.
No.
Look at all the people who have died because this guy's in power, and he doesn't give a thought. If, oh, a little mistake. Oh, I made a little mistake. And, people die. Everything he touches dies.
Well,
anyways,
sticking back to Ukraine.
Yeah, but him supporting Putin.
The latest thing
just ridiculous.
is what we're seeing. We both follow some news that comes from Ukraine, people that I think are reliable sources, so I'm paying attention to that. But the drone technology is now really ramping up, and they swarm. I mean, we're talking about nearly 1,000 of these things, and you can't shoot them all down at the same time. So Ukraine may be making the play, and Putin may be listening, and maybe going to the negotiating table. Stay tuned to the Jim and Terry Show.
Bye-bye.
It's complicated, this relationship I have with my morning coffee. It's from the way that I breathe.